Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Look, I don't care what your ideology is, I don't care who you are, or whether I even agree or disagree with you. If you're a coward, if you're gonna bend the knee, then I simply don't have respect for you. You know, here's a great two examples from the political world. Andrew Yang and Bernie Sanders. I don't agree with UBI, I don't agree with big government socialist policies, but I liked Andrew Yang, and at the time I liked Bernie Sanders. I didn't like their politics, but I liked them as politicians because I thought that they were pretty genuine. But then of course, as time went on, they bent the knee and started kowtowing to the Democrat establishment. You know, Andrew Yang on the debate stage, looking like an ideological prisoner, just simply going along with every woke nonsense idea. Yes, absolutely, we should have an unsecure border, open borders because borders are racist, and we should be using American taxpayer dollars to pay for their school and healthcare. Anything else would be racist. And all of a sudden, you go from having my respect to, let's be frank, being a pathetic coward. The same thing with Bernie. After the Democrats did him dirty, he endorses Joe Biden and basically becomes an establishment shill. It's totally pathetic. Well, here's another great example. Once again, we're talking about all the noise surrounding the MLB and Pride Month. We covered the story involving Blue Jays' Anthony Bass, who simply shared a video endorsing Target and Bud Light boycotts. When you share a video like that, it's pretty clear where you stand on the issue. And in this current cultural dynamic, well, we need people to have a little bit of courage, you know, a little bit of conviction in their beliefs and stand by it. Well, Anthony Bass just didn't have the cojones, and it's backfiring pretty big. His first game since the controversial incident, well, he pretty much got booed to oblivion. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean by that. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. Alright folks, so first off, a little bit of backstory here. Anthony Bass simply reposted a video. I actually never played the video that he reposted, so for context, here it is.
Here's the reason biblically why I believe Christians ought to be boycotting Target and Bud Light and any other corporation that's pushing the things they're pushing. I think a lot of people make this into a political issue, or they say, oh, what's the big deal? If, you know, is it really going to make that big of a difference if I'm shopping there or not shopping there? Here's what the Bible says. It tells us what to do as Christians in Ephesians chapter 5. It says this: take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them, for it is shameful to even talk of the things that they do in secret. So what does that mean to take no part? Well, what's Target do? It's a business. They make money. They sell things. And to take part in that is to take part in that God of mammon that they're serving, and to take part in the darkness that they're purveying and getting out to the world and shoving into children's faces. And to take part in that is to give them your money. And I believe the Bible gives us radical precedent to say, no, we are running from that. And to instead expose those things. To shout it to all the people that have ears to hear that this is evil. This is demonic. We won't stand for it. We're not going to go to the stores anymore, and we're not going to give them our money. We're going to let our voice be heard so that people can see the light and so that people can be pulled out of the darkness.
A totally benign video, no bigotry, nothing hateful, simply a person expressing his faith and expressing his opinion, quite respectfully I might add. Anthony Bass then reposted the video, which he's totally entitled to if that's his opinion, if he agrees with it. And of course there was some pseudo outrage. The leftist cancel mob went after Anthony Bass, and instead of standing his ground, instead of saying, you know what, that's my opinion, deal with it, like we've seen from other professional athletes, and I might add it ended pretty well for them, Anthony Bass responded with this forced apology. We did play this clip previously.
I recognized yesterday I made a post that was hurtful to the Pride community, which includes friends of mine and close family members of mine, and I am truly sorry for that. I just spoke with my teammates and shared with them my actions yesterday. I apologized with them, and as of right now I'm using the Blue Jays resources to better educate myself, to make better decisions moving forward. The ballpark is for everybody. We include all fans at the ballpark, and we want to welcome everybody. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
And it just seems so disingenuous. You know, if you have an opinion, if you believe something, if it's a core value, an ethical value, a faith-based value, if it's something that's important to you, to just sell out and to change your opinion or to apologize because the organization that you works for deems your opinion damaging to the brand or hateful when it really isn't, is just so sad, you know, a total lack of courage. You should have just done the right thing, you know? Whether people agree or disagree with you, I think if you stood your ground, if you stood by your views and what you believed in, people wouldn't have had an issue. But now, you're taking heat from both sides. Blue Jays' Anthony Bass booed in first game since sharing video endorsing Target Bud Light boycotts. Anthony Bass comes into the game greeted by a couple of separate choruses of boos. And I'm not saying everyone's booing him because he didn't stand by his beliefs. I don't think that's the only reason. Probably some people are booing him because they think that he's a terrible right-wing bigot Christian zealot, and some people are probably booing him because he didn't stand by his own beliefs. Essentially, you make things worse for yourself. You know, coming out with a fake coerced apology doesn't change anything. Everyone still knows that Anthony Bass is probably clearly a religious man and stands by the Bud Light boycotts, so it's not like you're winning over the hearts and minds of people who hate you. You're capitulating to those people. You're bending the knee to the cancel culture mob, so those people obviously still can't stand you, and then people who actually agree with you are also frustrated with you because you did the unthinkable. You did what you should never, ever, ever do. Never apologize to the pitchfork and torch-wielding cancel mob. Never. There should only ever be one acceptable response. Oh, well, you don't like what I said? You're trying to destroy my reputation? Get me fired from my job? Get me deplatformed, depersoned, canceled because I said something you disagree with? Well, how about go take a hike? And that's the very PG-friendly, watered-down version of what you probably should say in that situation. And the funny thing is that it works every single time. Think about every single situation where the leftist mob has come out to try to cancel someone, and the person targeted in this cancellation attempt simply told the mob to F off, that they're not sorry and they're just going to continue doing what they're doing. Has that strategy ever truly backfired? Of course not, because the woke left doesn't actually possess any power. They're just annoying. And what do you do with annoying people? Well, you simply ignore them and keep going on with your life. The one example I always mention was the whole Pride jersey situation with Ivan Provorov. Remember that obnoxious Toronto media clown trying to make a big deal out of it? And Ivan Provorov basically released a public statement. It's my view. This is how I feel. It's how I was brought up. These are my values, and I'm sticking by it. And even people who disagreed with him said, you know what? Fair game. He's entitled to his beliefs, and he can do what he thinks he's right. The people who ended up looking dumb were those acting like that Canadian morning show host, looking like a wannabe tyrant, trying to enforce his beliefs on other people. And let's stay within the MLB. I mean, look at what's going on in Texas right now. Texas Rangers remain the only Major League Baseball team to resist hosting a Pride Night. Despite annual pressure, they're sticking by their beliefs, what they want to do. They've made a decision, put their foot down, and it pretty much ends there. Is there a little bit of talk happening on some subreddit somewhere? Probably. But outside of that, nobody cares. The organization can do what it wants. And in the end, the faux outrage just kind of fizzles. Stop apologizing for your beliefs. There's nothing more pathetic. We need more people who are willing to tell the truth, willing to stand up for what they believe in. Stop feeding into this phony dynamic that the cultural left has a monopoly on all things good and ethical. We need more courageous heroes and less capitulating cowards. That's it though, that's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to leave a like and possibly subscribe to the channel. Of course, you know we'd love to have you here. Thanks for watching, friends, and I'll see you on the next one.